the trophy, and a legacy that will forever be forged in the esports history books. One more war, and we will crown our champions. Casters, let's do this.
Winner take all. Repotted Gaming coming from the lower bracket, forcing that bracket reset. We've talked about that storyline, that it is possible. If you get sent to the lower bracket, you always have a shot, but it's a difficult shot. Because last year, Repotted Gaming, they went undefeated, and even the previous year, Clash Champs went undefeated. No bracket reset occurred. This time it's different. They're trying to be the first ever back-to-back world champions, and it's just right there. Same thing for Tribe. They're going for their very first trophy, very first championship ever for Tribe Gaming. Good luck. It's going to be an intense match here.
The hands are shaking. You might second guess yourself. You're relying on your team to make the right choices. But at the end of the day, you're in the attack and you have to deploy those troops correct. Because this is now what everything is on. We have the first attack. Get it on the way. P. Castro starting things off for Tribe Gaming. And we are here with Root Riders with this quick start with the blimp in the beginning to get this match under his way.
And he finds the Tornado Trap right off the bat. The Yetis grab that value. Town Hall launches some of the shots, but it's okay. No rage needed. The value was there to set the funnel for the RC, and pulling that Tornado Trap early means the RC will not get affected by any other troops as well. But even sending the funnel to the left allows the World Champion to go straight to the core, straight to this Town Hall, and he even has 7 more invisibility spells. The pathing is looking fantastic so far here for P. Castro.
And it really seems like that the Tribe players have second-guessed their first attacks because this base, we have already seen it earlier. The question is if this second approach is enough to get the 3-star. The entire core is getting taken care of with the haste by the Royal Champion value. Take a look at that. This core is gone.
Look at that value so far. And it was a perfect ability to skip past that Crusher Mortar. Did unfortunately leave that Spear Fox there, but might be able to pull a little bit of the Clan Castle out by, let's see, yes, pulls a little bit more of the Ice Combs in the furnace. That could actually really help later in the attack.
No clue if planned, I don't think so, but in the end it turned out amazing for P. Castro because this means the Fire Mites are already getting slowed down. We have the furnace taken care of with the poison. The Ice Golems are taken care of early on. And this means now on this backhand where all of those defending heroes are, this is where the Clan Castle cannot help anymore.
Yeah, he's continuing this push through the left side. Will have the Warden, the King, and the Queen ability intact here. But the King, he's placed all the way to the bottom side of the space. He's going to work slowly around with regular wall breakers because he can't take super wall breakers, so he busts open this bottom compartment. He has super barbs and the rocket loons. So you can only bring 2 of those super troops in any given attack as the Queen is making her way through. The Warden's Eternal Tome, actually no, it looked like it was the Healing Tome to heal things up to the top. There's the King's Earthquake Boots, Spiky Ball, straight to the bottom, and he does trigger that Giga Bomb.
I think the Royal Champion up there just went down, if I saw this correctly, while the King at the bottom side is trying his best to already damage the defending King. The Moja Archtower on the bottom side is staying alive, and that might be a problem as time is ticking.
Yeah, it's ticking here. He has, unfortunately, no way to open this compartment. The Root Rider is going to go down, so he's going to have to get stuck on this wall. Sends in a Headhunter delayed. Queen's already burned her ability since the Giant is there. It's getting locked down to Queen is going down, getting right on through this defensive King, but an Ice Golem can't really do much. It's going to stay to the edge. Queen is stuck in the core, and it's looking like a defense for General X and Repotted Gaming to start off the bracket reset.
Give them a second try, give them a third try, give them as many tries as they want. Those Repotted bases are keep defending. They cannot get into the first attack. Tribe Gaming getting a high percentage, but not what they were hoping for.
Not what they were hoping for at all, with an 87% 2-star there for Tribe, and now if Repotted Gaming answer with a 3-star of their own, it just seems like the momentum all day has been on Repotted Gaming's side from match number 1, taking out Elevate. Match number 2, and forcing this match here in the bracket reset is just an impressive performance. And P. Castro, he's now officially done. There's no more attacks in the competition that he can bring. He has to now switch over, help his teammates, plan those attacks and help with the spotting. And we know if it is who we think it is right now, Leo, if he's up next for Repotted Gaming, can he start it off? Is it going to be the Lightning Queen arrow that has been dominating today for them? And it is Hiritsu.
So let's see, can he take down that Water Crush, or is he going for something different? We have the first set of runes to see if there's any traps hidden on this far left side. We have the Earthquake, there goes the Giant Arrow, there we have the Lightnings. The Turn Tower stayed up though.
Barely missed that Multi-Inferno. That's a little bit of a break that Nebrex and Tribe Gaming are hoping for. So we have this Warden and Queen charging together in this bottom compartment. Does have a recall to be able to pull this Queen back. The healers need to heal her up and does just get that Invis spell off. The timing was perfect there. Another Invis to continue to try to protect this Queen. Can he grab the ground expo and then pull this Queen back? It would maybe.
The air defense.
Oh!
Okay, he's playing it safe. The air defense was locked onto one of those healers. Another healer going down, so taking a lot of healer damage or even losing a couple of them early on. He now needs to make sure that the troops are walking in, trying to use the Royal Champion for that. The troop launcher is in there as well as he's pushing now into the Town Hall. But that front tower in the core, it stayed up.
It stayed up, but not only that, it got repaired back to full health because of the Builder Hut that was right next to it. But he's continuing to push through. The Royal Champion taking damage from the Spring Trap. Balloons spawning from that troop launcher, but continuing into the core. But Itsu, he hasn't dealt with the defensive CC, so he will have to encounter that, which most likely will have Furnace, Ice Golem combination, which means his troops can get frozen on approach to the backside.
There goes the Overgrowth to make sure that that Mortar Crusher is not dealing too much damage as the defending Clan Castle is leaving now. He's dropping the poison to not just catch that Furnace, but as well the defending Minion Prince. We have the Royal Champion charging forward with those troops together. The King of the Outside still having his ability and the Royal Champ as well, but he needs to be careful. That Royal Champ, if she's charging too much for it, she might lose her alive.
Oh, he has to go with the freeze on the Minion Prince because it locked down on the RC. Gets her ability up. She goes invisible from the Spirit Fox. King did backtrack towards the Multi-Archer Tower. With the King ability, Ice Golem for the backside for something. Maybe that Ricochet Cannon, but there's a lot left here. Itsu roots are gone. Gigabomb next to that Monolith, but now it's about the percentage game. We had 87% from P. Castro. Can he approach that mark? It doesn't look like it as the top side. The King's gonna get pulled into the Queen, and he's gonna go down, and Tribe can have the lead after the first set of attacks.
The spiky ball going through, and this might be the defense which Tribe was hoping for, because this is going to finish around the 80% mark. They might have the lead early on in this match, but it's just a couple of percentage points.
Just a few buildings difference in this match. Remember, if you're just joining, this is it. This is the final match. The whole weekend comes down to this. I guess not really the whole weekend, the whole year comes down to this war right here. And only 8 attacks remain. 1 from each side already. 81% there for Leo, 87% for P. Castro. That means Tribe Gaming will have the lead right now going to the next set of attacks. But that defense from Tribe has to be a motivation booster because it just seems like you couldn't stop Repotted from their previous wars.
Yes, this has to be the best possible situation for Tribe in this, with the first attack of themselves, because now they might have their hope back. We know that they're incredible attackers, and Nebrex is up next. Is he going to bring his dragons again into the mix? And yes, indeed, we see the dragons. No bonus this time around, no shenanigans, instead just the Royal Champion charge with 12 invisibility spells and quite some rocket dunes to make sure that that Royal Champ is going into the direction he wants her to go. We have the shot on the far left side, and even a Blim getting invested to really push that Royal Champion onto that bottom side, and then later on into the Town Hall.
He's crossing his fingers, hoping the Royal Champion doesn't find that Tornado Trap, because that can really mess up a plan as an RC's trying to charge her way through. Maybe Invis bottom side to help get the RC into that multi. The Ice Golems are there. The RC's getting distracted on some Skellies, but she is going back into the core, and I think his plan is to try to get this RC to go to the Town Hall. It's risky with the Ice Golems being there. Ice Golems do not draw that Royal Champion. She should be clear, and Town Hall should be on approach after this ground expo.
Ooh, the ground expo's up next. He's taking a couple of shots from that Town Hall. Can he make it work? Okay. The Town Hall is under attack, and it should go down with the activation of the Haste Vial. Where is she heading next? We have her go for the top core, which means the next Inferno Tower is on the menu. Bitter Hut right after, and two more invisibility spells left to be deployed.
Look at the value that Nebrax is pulling off here. Getting the Town Hall, getting one multi, getting the other, and he's continuing through, and the Ricochet cannon can go down with the core as well.
What a crazy opening. The double black man, though, is going to catch from the Hound, which means now with the Dragons are coming in, we have everything else to follow. He still has then a lot of base left, and those storages mean that those Dragons still have to go into the core.
Yeah, he is coming from behind the sweeper from the top side, but I'm going to hang on to the Warden ability. The Queen, though, is off to the right. The Headhunter, perfectly timed to come for the King to keep that Queen going. She can grab the Fire Spitter, the air defense at the bottom side. Let these Dragons work together at the top. The Minion Prince ability, maybe after he can lock onto the Poison Spell Tower, that could be a perfect line with the Minion Prince. No, he's waiting, really trying to wait as long as possible.
Because he has the Eternal Forest, making sure that he's protecting all of those Dragons, all the damage taken so far is getting healed up again. The Queen ability is still there, he's using that now to spawn that Giant, but he cannot reach into that compartment. The Giant has to go through that compartment. Not too much damage, and oh my, that Minion Prince ability was crazy good.
A brilliant Minion Prince ability to slow things down. There's the Tornado Trap from the Rocket Loose. Giant's getting into this bottom compartment, does find quite a bit of traps. He goes down, but it's going to be up to the Minion Prince with 37 seconds. We do have a Phoenix, so he will come back to life. Queen is taking some damage, but she's also helping a handful of Dragons with this Grand Warden. Itsu, it's looking good if he can continue through this bottom side.
Time is ticking as the Minion Prince is going crazy with that Dark Crown, making sure that damage is getting pushed out there. He is sure that this is going to be a 3-star, even though the Black Mine catching the Minion Prince. But this is the first 3-star for Tribe, not just in this match, but as well in the first, both matches combined, and they are back in it.
You can see the nerves on his excitement there. He was just excited to get that 3-star, but it's like, okay guys, this is it. We are so close. We've never been this close before. We've been runner-ups, 2 repotted gaming last year. We've come so close in many years past. But that 3-star is a huge motivation boost for their team, and we have everyone here in the crowd. They can feel it. It's coming close. Can Tribe finally get over that hill? But we've got all these amazing players left for Repotted Gaming. American, if he can triple, that would be a huge answer. Can Temper step up, provide that defense, and it's the double overgrowth strategy. No lightning, no giant arrow for this Queen combination, and let's see if he can keep that value for this Royal Champion.
And take a look at that. We see Tribe Gaming not taking any risk whatsoever with their core compartments. They have just such a stacked core with the Rage Tower behind the Town Hall. The question now is, can we see a Royal Champion charge with as well as crazy value as we have seen earlier?
Nebrax was able to get so much value. Looks like the Royal Champion is actually going to the top side towards this Tesla. Has to make that invisible to reroute the RC back into the core. Ice Golems are there. Watch out. RC, do not get locked onto those Ice Golems and get pulled to the top. And she does. She locks onto one. He recalls that Royal Champion. It's okay. It's not like she got stuck, and if he had a lot of invises, the RC would have not been able to get too much value after that.
I am scared for this core. This looks really, really annoying to approach for those Root Riders. Let's see if they can stay alive. We have to push begin. He's going to use the overgrowth on the Rage Tower as well, which means the Town Hall is not going to get boosted up and deals so much damage. The Troop Launcher is getting those test loons into the base. Another Rocket Loon in there to really keep those healers alive.
He's going to have to push through this Giga Bomb. The Town Hall's awaiting. Giga Bomb goes off, but the Warden ability has been activated to help protect these roots. Going to really try to heal them up with the healers, but the Monolith is going to be locking on soon. Can he power through with a Rage spell into the core? He's waiting on this overgrowth, maybe with a Crusher Mortar to the backside of this base. He's being very patient. King to the far left takes out the Bomb Tower, but there is finally the overgrowth, taking on the Crusher Mortar, the Ricochet Cannon, and the Multi to the back. But this core, like you mentioned, Itsu, it is nasty.
And it's staying up. That Fire Spitter just melted that Royal Champion. Her ability was non-existent whatsoever. and this core is just staying up. And the bad news is the Mortar Crusher is coming back. It's not even down, which means this back end is really hard to overcome. 2 hero abilities to somehow save the day, or at least some percentage points.
And that's the benefit of coming from the upper bracket. You have a second life. You are telling Repotted Gaming, prove it. You have to take us down 2 times in a row to defeat us for the World Championship. But look at what he's doing. He's still bringing the percentage up slowly. Every single building matters here. He's racking it up, getting close to a 90%. The King should be able to grab a few more, maybe to the outside. That Ricochet Cannon might be a little annoying. Okay, the Queen's behind the wall, so he won't get much after that. 89% 2-star there. It is just a few above that we saw from P. Castro at the 87 mark. But Tribe, with that 3-star, is a big lead. Granted, we have plenty more attacks to come in with. Of course, Repotted with Einstein, General X, and Philip.
Can they push this lead even further? This, to me, is the big question, because we have seen, and that is what those teams are so good at, as soon as they see, oh, the other team is struggling a little bit, they are really snowballing those attacks in. And we have Tribe, as you said, up next. Is it really Kronos going next? That
is it?
Might be bad news. And do we see a Fireball again? We have seen crazy attacks from him over this weekend. And I want to hear from him what he's going to show us.
This can be the turning point of the war. Last time he did bring a 9 healer attack. Oh, he is bringing a 9 healer attack. This, I talked to him about this strategy, and he says that he's practiced this a lot, and it's all about getting...
Okay, he got him. Oh, good. I'm just getting too excited. I was not sure if he really got the Fireball in there. Keep going.
Okay, I was just saying that he was practicing this. It's all about that Warden. If you lose the Warden, the attack is over. But it's all about multitasking. Warden goes up top. Queen goes to the left. You want to pull that Queen back. And look at these rocket loons. A brilliant invis to snipe the Expo. And the Flame Flinger can now work through the bottom side of the space. And my friends, this attack could possibly be a 1-star because the Town Hall tends to be one of the last things to go down.
It is so much risk involved in this one. We have the Flame Flinger, they're working at this bottom side. The strongest siege, if you can set it up, and this looks really, really nice from Kronos. The question is, when is he going to recall that Queen, and how is the follow-up looking like? Because this is just multitasking on another level. The Queen slowing down because he's using that Frozen Arrow.
Oh, that Frozen Arrow is clutch. Pulls that Queen back with the recall and the healers. And this Warden is slowly pushing through. Watch out. Hopefully there's not rocket loons. He does have double poison, so he can drop 1 poison right away and another one closer to the Warden just in case to deal with a Furnace and rocket loon combination. Be careful as we have the Queen redeployed to the right side. We got the, actually no, that's the King and the Queen together over there as the King's trying to get into that compartment. The enemy Queen is onto his Queen. Watch out. She doesn't have the lock on. He has to go invisible. Keeps his Queen alive.
The multitasking is just going crazy. He has the Ward on the top left, King and Queen on the far right. At the bottom side, the Flame Flinger. We cannot even zoom that much out of the attack that we could even see everything because so much going on. And he still has the Royal Champion now jumping in as well from the bottom side to tank and take down this Expo so the Flame Flinger can even continue with the value.
This is what I'm talking about. You're leaving the Town Hall for the end. And luckily, the Royal Champion does lock onto the Town Hall. So it's at least going to secure the 2nd star. The Warden is still going. He needs to keep moving to the top side. Look at everything converging together. 2 freezes, 3 rocket loons. Maybe send the rocket loons to the left. Yes, one's going over there to Tesla. The Flame Flinger is actually still there. Hasn't opened yet. Maybe freeze the defensive mini points where the Queen's coming. Perfect freeze right there.
What is this attack? Kronos is showing us how it's done.
Wow.
The Warden still alive. The Queen saved with the freeze. The Royal Champion coming in as well to get that 3-star. This man is built different. Getting Tribe even further ahead in this final match of this World Championship.
I just turned around to watch them in person, and I don't think that everyone at home saw it, but Kronos, when he stood up, he not only stood up to look at the crowd, he went directly and looked at Repotted Gaming. They didn't look back. Kronos is feeling it. He is happy. That's now 2 triples. At this point, Repotted Gaming, no, they have to triple because Tribe is this close from taking this match.
I think He had that celebration.
There it
Okay. Okay, he had the celebration where he still deployed the last couple of troops. I mean, he is doing literally everything at the same time, not just in the attack, but as well in front of the tablet. And we have the crowd going wild, but this is now the moment where Reparted has to turn things around. They need that 3-star to stay close to Tribe, to somehow turn around this match.
Well, if there's anyone that you want to step up for your team, it's this man right here, Einstein. He is able to get 3 stars left and right, and even in his sleep. Let's see if he can do it here with a Warden Fireball. I'm assuming it's with the Fireball here. We got the Angry Jelly on him. Let's take a look. There it is, indeed. We have the Fireball with 2 Earthquakes to use. He knows this is do or die for Repotted Gaming, the final match of the competition. And the balloon right away, pulling a Seeking Air Mine, pulling a second Seeking Air Mine. This area could essentially be trapped here.
The question is, how many more traps are there? Do we see even more? And I mean, okay, this was more likely. Oh, wait a second. This was more like a Root Rider approach, where you try to take down the first couple of loons and such to really have those healers hitting those red bombs. But this right now, this Fireball has to hit. It has to get the value. Otherwise, this is a really tough call for Reparted.
He's got no poison, which means he's going to have to try to go for what? The Town Hall, and then double Earthquake, the Clan Castle, or maybe around the multi. He is doing a deep Warden charge. Invis, Mortar, Invis up top. Fireball, it goes to the multi. It does hit the Clan Castle. He takes out the Crusher Mortar as well. He gets the value he's looking for to set up the rest of his hit.
Really, really great Fireball right there to get that value. Now even taking down the further behind Expo to make sure that he can set up that Flame Flinger. It is quite late, but still it can get the value as long as it's isolated and it can work on its own.
Very nice start for Einstein. He knows he can leave the town hall for the end just because he's got to risk it for the 3-star as the Flame Flinger continues through the left untouched, perfectly safe over there. And the Warden is about to step into range of that Giga Bomb. Ricochet Cannon's there, so you have to be careful with the damage of the multi-archer tower as well. Keep your eye on that, as he does now also send the King and Queen to the bottom. Time will be a factor, so you have to move everything from the base, every side of this base at the same time, so you can convert into the cores. The King is walking through the bottom with his ability, and he decides to use the Skelly spell to distract that Monolith.
There goes the wall, because we have now the opening towards the Town Hall. This King and Queen Hero Dive can get access to the Town Hall, but the question is, do they have enough power? There we go, the Rage. We have as well now the healers right up to really keep those troops alive. The Freeze in there as well to make sure that they're getting those buildings out. But this backhand is still looking dangerous. It's still looking like really not easy to overpower.
He still has the Royal Champion, not even deployed yet, with an Invis and 3 Rocket Loons left. He is looking good. It's about time here. The King and Queen have walked to the backside. They will continue into the core. 1 Invis, will use it for the Queen to grab the multi. The Warden is now locking on onto the enemy Royal Champ. Headhunter's in. There's the Invis. Take that out. Pops the RC ability. Rocket Loons as well.
Rocket Loons to really take down the less hope out of this base, because this is Reparted answer to Tribe Gaming. They're getting their first 3-star on the board as well, and this means that this match is far from being over.
He keeps Reparted in this match. The hope's still there. 2 triples from Tribe, but an answer from Einstein, getting it done with the Fireball when they needed it. The pressure is mounting. And for Reparted Gaming, we have still the man who's considered the MVP. General Axe is still there, the captain in the middle of that lineup. He will most likely probably be next for him, as Philip has been attacking last, but we're now going to move over to the Tribe side. We still have Rikirez and Temper. If I'm looking, if we are zooming into Temper, that means he might be up next. And could Rikirez be the one? Oh no, Rikirez, okay. Rikirez is the next. Temper wants to close it off, which he has done many times.
And I think he has the best hit rate when he does not need to 3-star, because he's always 3-starring right then. So let's find out what Rikirez is going to do for his team. as we have a couple of those rocket loons damaging those outside wizard towers. Now the Royal Champion exactly at the 50-second mark. This is important to get those timings in for those invisibility spells. And he's going right into this poison tower compartment.
And keep your eye on any traps, including that tornado trap. He is trying to get the value with this RC one by one, deploying those invises. She's going to the bottom side, uses another one. She can path into the core, and yes, indeed, she's going exactly there. Another invis, earthquake. She's going to be able to grab the town hall. Another invis, and he's continuing. Yes, the Spirit Fox took some damage, but the town hall going down, plus everything else, is fantastic so far.
This is crazy. Really good control over the Royal Champion. And as well with that, avoided the poison tower, because that would have slowed him down quite a bit. Instead, getting the town hall, getting the core, everything is gone. But at the same time, this is a heavy investment. Remember, this means no overgrowth, no other crazy spell support. He is relying on his troops and his hero abilities to make this work.
Enemy queen is there targeting the Valk, so they're going for the wall, but the Headhunter jumps, going to be able to try to help take this queen down. The Headhunter, unfortunately, does go down. So the archers are trying to take the enemy queen down over the wall. The archers do secure her. So at least any distraction up there is gone. So his queen and the roots are continuing through this bottom side one by one. The king also deployed to the bottom. Warden's going to hang on to his ability as long as possible, probably trying to use it when he approaches that crusher mortar to the middle of the space.
This is going to be the crucial moment when he's going, and if he's going to take down the mortar crusher, the tornado trap is going to delay things even further. The freeze was really nice to really push into that power of the base. When is the Warden popping?
There it is.
There we go. The internal ability is getting used. He has to get quick access towards that mortar crusher. Otherwise, things might go down. He turned that minion prince invisible, and it's going to deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's doing a lot. The crushing mortar needs to go down with these roots assisting. The queen and king still have their abilities. The queen can pop hers soon, so the giant can get out in front. But look, the top side, there are some open compartments up there, so the king can walk his way in and out of there with no wall breakers left. The roots need to move through. The defensive king is there. Drops a minion to the top side to help with cleanup. What about the gold storage that's off to the left over there? Keep your eye on that, but he's still waiting as long as possible to use his cleanup and this ability of the king.
With the queen ability, making sure that he can get through that compartment a little quicker. The giant has gotten that wall open. The king, as I said, can leave and enter into the base. Giant bombs on the outside, but that spiky ball has to get him the 3-star. And there we go, going through. Queen is there, queen close, Warden, and this is again the answer from Tribe Gaming.
What? That is now 3 triples for Tribe, forcing Repotted Gaming to have to triple with General X and Philip just to tie this war, because Repotted Gaming have an 81 and an 89%, is not on their side. So Temper really at this point could be getting the percentage to lock it up.
And I just said, this man is at its best when he does not need 3-star.
Yeah.
And this is really, when he's going for the safe 2-stars, this is where he's just smashing bases. But at this point, Repotted Forest have to do everything in their own power to get 2 more 3-stars. Otherwise, it does not matter whatsoever. They are now put on the spot because they have to deliver those 3-stars, and the MVP himself, it seems like, is going in next.
Their hopes and dreams for a repeat comes down to this attack. If it doesn't triple, it is pretty much out the window. This must 3-star here for Repotted Gaming. Yeti off to the right. The Hog Rider, nice touch to jump out in front to test for any Teslas to protect that Flame Flinger. He does even pull the poison and takes out that enemy queen with the distraction of the Yeti. And we are seeing the Warden down to the bottom side. He's going to move slowly through it, but we are going to see a Yeti smash style attack.
Yeah, that Warden has to really get this Expo in the Wood Arch Tower, and if possible, get as well that Ricochet Cannon. He needs to set up the pathing into the tunnel for those Super Yetis. And the question is, can he get that quickly enough? Because that Angry Jelly is running out pretty soon.
This Warden is reaching over, taking out this Ricochet Cannon. Clan Castle's in the core. No Earthquakes, as we have a jump. 5 freeze spells to use, as he does open up the compartment for the Town Hall. As he set up that funnel, Warden will be pulled now down to the Queen. Ice Golems deployed, the Super Yetis are down. He set the funnel, pushing into the Town Hall, then he can jump and even pair in a King Earthquake boot after that, or maybe even before it, so he can jump to the backside of the base.
We have the Furnace on the far left side doing its job, spawning fire mites and taking down the outside buildings, where we have now the interesting push into that core. everything is relying on this one. The Royal Champion in there as well, trying to really push those troops even further into the side. The Ice Golems are in there and they're distracting all those troops.
Yeah, with this push into the middle, there's the King's Earthquake Boots trying to continue through, but he can't really reach that Crusher Mortar unless the Queen has to reach over the wall, but he's going to get stuck on the wall. Enemy Royal Champion takes out his Ice Golem, so freezes up. Headhunter joins his RC. The Flame Flinger is still there. They're converging into the top side. The defensive Minion Prince is hitting, but the Warden ability is still there. Just goes off perfectly to continue this push to the top side.
And as all of this is going on, the Flamefinger is still working. General X is feeling it. There's another freeze coming in. And with those defenses going down one by one, we see just only troops left in this attack because this giant is not going down anymore. And there is plenty of time left. General X has done it again. He has kept his team in this competition.
That 3-star was clutch. Can the closers of Repotted Gaming hold off and make the comeback? But really, the fate of Tribe Gaming is going to come down to the hands of Temper. If he's able to put up enough of the percentage, they can take this one and lock up the victory.
Wow, I mean, this is really, really close. Temper has the fate of Tribe Gaming in his own hands. He can now already decide the outcome, or is he going to leave that door open for Philip then to somehow turn around this match? 83% is what is needed to somehow make this run for Tribe and finally give them the title.
83 is the tie. 84 is the victory. That's the mark you have to keep in mind here. Assuming Philip would triple. If it's below an 83, Repotted Gaming could win. That's assuming it's a 2-star, of course, right? So let's see what Temper can do. No pressure, my friend, with double overgrowths. An Angry Jelly on the Warden. Is it a fireball? I don't think so. It's probably just a Warden charge and then move into the roots as the Warden is down. A couple red air bombs to start. Do not lose this Warden here, Temper.
With owning Expo on the Warden, he should be fine for now. But there's always the time pressure when you're using the Angry Jelly, because remember, it is going to lose the effect after a few seconds. Well, the Fire Spitter is gone. Can he get that Expo as well?
Yeah, that Expo will be nice value as he's setting this up with 4 Rocket Loons, 4 Root Riders, the double overgrowth to be able to be used as he slowly will make his way around the base. But once his Expo goes down, you can start with the roots at the bottom. A tassel does pop here. Does he try to grab that? He's going to get stuck on these buildings here. But there's the Queen, should pull the Warden, and indeed she does. Ice Golem is down. We have a Blimp as well selected so far here, Itzu.
And he somehow needs to make sure that maybe that blacksmith building is going down, because the Queen might get stuck on the hero hall and is then going to go to the left side because the other troops are keep moving forward. So let's keep an eye on that Archer Queen. Where is she going after that hero hall? No, she's staying with the troops, and that was super crucial.
Nice Blimp there so that Town Hall does not hit the healers. Takes it down, also pulls out the Clan Council. Poisons it up in the core. Remember, 83% is the mark to tie. 84% is a war victory, and Tribe will be crowned the champions. He continues through with the King to the left. Snakes are jumping, finding quite a bit of traps, but there is a delayed Ice Hound pulling the poison and freezing this top section up.
But this Archer Queen, he is forcing her into the direction of the Root Riders with a really, really smart deployed invisibility spell. Now it's all about this back end. The Queen, though, turning around. There are many defenses. The Warden might go down.
Uh-oh, the Queen's going the wrong way. She's going to the bottom. Is this a chance for Repotted Gaming? There's the overgrowth onto the monolith. To stop hitting it because he wants this rage gem of the Warden. He's slowly moving through, but the Queen will have her ability, so she can actually stay to the edge, help grab percent over there. He's going to have to push through the top side into that Giga Bomb. Couple back and Rocket Loons for this multi to try to keep that Warden alive.
Oh no, the Queen might go through the wall, and this will be really, really painful for her. No, instead, she's going around the outside, and that's exactly where he needs her, because this means that she might get some more percentage points. The King at the top side already went down, but the percentage points are just missing. He's just closing in on the 70% mark.
Is the door open for Repotted Gaming? Remember, 83 is the tie. If Philip triples, they could win on the final attack. The Queen's still going, racking up every single building. Remember, that is why every building matters. 75, Giants going through. Splash will kill these skellies. Multi-arch tower goes down. 77, just a few buildings down, but the real Queen's gone.
And the Queen Cloud is gone as well. 77 seconds. Rocket Loons are swarming in.
Oh no.
79. He needed 84% to clutch this victory. But in the end, it will be maybe 80%. 80%.
It doesn't matter. It has to be a 3 now from Philip. A 3-star to win the World Championships, all on Philip's shoulders. Could be back-to-back champions or Tribe Gaming. If it's a 99% 2-star, Tribe Gaming is crowned the world champions.
This is insane. Philip having everything on his shoulders. I mean, no pressure whatsoever, right?
What?
Everything is relying on him. The entire match, the entire year, everything is getting decided by this next attack. The final attack of this year's World Championship.
Thousands of hours of work have come down to this moment. So many supporters, everyone is watching in anticipation for this attack. The final attack of the Clash of Clans World Championship in 2025 comes down to Philip and Repotted Gaming with a giant arrow and lightning spells. Good luck to Philip.
But this base looks for sure interesting with the Rage Tower behind that Town Hall, which is not as common. So how does this work? Let's find out as he's setting up that giant arrow. The lightnings are in. Does he hit the giant arrow? And yes, the core is gone. The question is, can the base still defend? This opening was successful already so many times, but does it work again?
How are his hands just not shaking so much? He's focused, he's dialed in here as the Queen and Warden charging to the top side. Notice he does have that recall spell to pull the Queen and the Warden back from the top side. But time, that's the one thing. If it's a 99% 2, Tribe will be the winners. It's gotta be the 3 or nothing.
Everything is in now, which means that Queen at the top side trying to somehow take even more value out. Getting recalled now, but the Ricochet Cannon being the first target for the Root Riders. Everything now is sent in from the top side. The healers are in, Test Loons are in as well, and the Minion Prince has to go down quick.
Oh, the Minion Prince is locking onto these roots. The Queen can come over, the Headhunter slows him down. But remember from that giant arrow from the very start, the funnel was created. They're pathing their way all the way around, but that Flame Flinger is now gonna get in range of the enemy Queen. Skellies pop over there, so it opens up with these Yetis now.
Oh, this means as well that the Archqueen is not getting taken care of. Those Yetis, the Skellies were defending. Another Springtrap popping up. Can this Queen defend herself? We have the Eternal, no wait, the Healing Tome activated, the King Spiky Ball activated early, and the Rage Tower staying there.
Oh, he's still going. The Rage Spell Tower has not been activated. The King is gone from the bottom. You usually want to keep that King alive to get at the value towards the backside. Royal Champion still has their ability with the Skelly, a freeze, put into. There's only a minute left in the hit.
Time is ticking. The Royal Champion ability can be used at any point. There goes the Tornado Trap, rotating everything away from this Fire Spitter, which is now start firing. We have the Royal Champ going for the Town Hall. There's as well the Giga Bomb waiting as well.
He's moving. The Town Hall's going down, but there's a lot on the backside. Is there enough time? The Giga Bomb's going to be a problem. The RC ability goes up. Do Repotted have enough? Tribe staying calm. They know it's not over. 36 seconds left. The Queen is gone. It's just the Royal Champion into.
A Royal Champion in a dream, and the Fire Spitter is the dream for Tribe Gaming for the first World Championship, because this is not going to work, and Philip is not going to get this 3-star. With the Royal Champion going down, this means Tribe Gaming is your World Champion.
Congratulations, Tribe Gaming.